Hi everyone and welcome to this new channel. My name is Natoji and today we are reviewing a short guide for the Colosseum. This video will be in two parts. The first one will be about team comp and synergy, and the second one will be about the team positioning. Before the start, if you're new to the game or you are in the Colosseum, is the easiest way for you to earn crystal on a weekly basis, hands down. Here you can see, for example, when you are early game, you will be able to get into bronze, silver, so you will be able to get 700 to 900 crystal per week. Each season lasts 1 week. And here, after Word 4, Word 5, probably you will get into gold, 1300 plus, etc., etc. This morning I woke up and I got my 1900 reward for a week. So this is why Colosseum is the easiest way, and I will say the more consistent and regular also as well to compare to Arena. Arena right now has three issues. The first one is power creep. You are facing opponents which are in the much higher tiers in terms of level, so you are just erased in few seconds. The second one is the unfortunate bugs which happen from time to time. And the third one, most importantly, it's about the time window. There are two openings per day, and if you are like me, you are working, workday, or at school, you cannot attend. So that's why you should focus on your Colosseum. Now let's speak about team composition. First, you can have a look here on the ranking, and you must have seen already plenty of video of content creators and also on the Reddit guide, which give you fantastic guide about how you should build a team, who you should start with, and how you should prioritize around one hero with his weapon and what type of team you should build around. But what we can see, of course, currently for the meta in the Colosseum, it's only and mostly based on the mono earth elemental team. So you can see here you have Barry, Tiana. Here you can see some Barry, Craig, with Tiana also as well, and other 2 stars also earth type which are very useful like Aoba, like Craig, etc., etc. The reason why is a lot of people, since Tiana has been on the banner for the past weeks, and now there is Barry back, plus Marian, all of them synergize very well. And then after, it's much easier for players to invest into a mono earth type in going to the dungeons for the shards, which is locked. You lock the reward per type of element. So when you run one of the dungeon, you can get many pieces for different earth type. You can increase the level of those heroes much faster. So this is one of the main point and why you can see here the main meta. So just have a look on the ranking quickly for the team comp and on the guides. You should know about it already. Now let's speak briefly here more about the team synergy. So as you can see here, I'm running a mixed elemental team. So this is my choice I've been doing when I started the game. And by the way, you can. This game is really about which unit you want to play with. Me was Tanya when I come. I start on Tanya. I get Marion later, and Arabelle and Zoe. And most importantly, for the Colosseum, you should focus team synergy, meaning that the team synergy is more important than your level of DPS and toughness. So let's just have a quick look here. You can see on the right my opponents, and there is from the Rosep Guild, there is a player which has way lower DPS than me. He only have 34k. I have 48k, and below on the toughness, he got 183k, so much tougher than me. But me, I'm about 165k. Actually, I went there, I tried the positioning, and I got wrecked. So he has only one natural 3 stars rarity hero, and the other one are 2 stars, Awoba, Craig, and Marvin. So once again, it's like for any a point in the game, the team synergy is what matter the most. Here, one thing also is the hero weapon type. Me, I'm playing the heroes for who I have the exclusive weapon. And also we synergize together because it was asked, I believe, in few section. But for me, I can see chain skills triggering. I can see triggers. So please correct me if I'm wrong for you. If you have, of course, not fully every time, but from time to time, I can see some triggering. So maybe maybe this is also the AI. There are few guidelines which actually doesn't apply every time, unfortunately, for some reason. Like for example, the AI should prioritize attacking the weaker elements, and it's not happening every time. So for this, it's a bit more of a random AI choice, I would say. Anyway, but to come back on your team, for the team synergy. As you can see, if you are already on, you got your Barry, you got your Marion, both of them are very strong unit. But currently, right now, most of the people who are grinding, not end game but early game, are the people who are on the mono earth type element of team. And of course, you must have a exclusive weapon is the best, but for some of them, as you know, Craig and others, you can also equip them with some legendary 4 stars or 3 4 stars if you're lucky enough, and they can do the job. So here it was just to mention it. Now let's speak about the lead hero. Of course, your lead hero should be your strongest unit overall, I believe, with the exclusive weapon if possible. For the simple reason here, you have the statistic modification. So the main lead will get its HP increase 12 times. And the other party member will have their HP increased to 6 times. Damage reduction also is not applied. So this is just few factor. One thing to spot is about Craig. Craig is very strong, is very good because he has stunt, and actually stunt in such a aggro type of PvP, which is the Colosseum, is very strong because he can really lock the opponent units, and I really find that Craig teams are very hard to get through for the Colosseum. So if you're on the mono Earth team, Craig as a taunt, and taunt is effective in the Colosseum. Now let's speak about the positioning here. So you have two sides. The first one is here, your defense party. You can set up your defense party here. So here, if you switch teams, just below, and you have the position setting. So as you can see here, I'm gonna put it back there. It was like this. So this is currently the positioning, the defense. Does it change anything? No, not so much on the defensive side. For the simple reason is on the offensive, where you can change a bit your placement on the chessboard. So here, normally when you start, you should be, I believe they propose you the standard positioning should be like this, if I remember well. But anyway, you can of course decide as you want. For me, just for the defense, since I put it that way, strangely I have much more win in meaning of keeping my team compact on the defensive side and having both my nukers protected, surrounded by first my tank, because tank should be always placed anyway, on the closer to the front rows, on the front row actually, just to ensure that you can immediately, stop and stop the whole opponent team and aggro them, and hopefully after just deal damage to all of them in the same area. So this is why I'm using currently that comp, which has shown very good record here on the battle record. So you can see here the two last defense were won. So this is good. Now I'm gonna try to go back to that guy because it was a nice example and explain to you my first mistake and how I could change the positioning and win that time. So as you can see here on the top of Roseb, there is the refresh button, the reload, which means I lost. Here you can see I lost to him. So just right here, 16 minutes ago, I did a try. It didn't went good. So positioning, guys, it's a difference. It's crucial. You can win or you can lose depending just the positioning with the exact same meaning, nothing changed. It's just about how you place your party. So let's go into that party. What I did here first, and which I believe is my bad, and I'm gonna maybe get wrecked because he has much more synergy once again, but I played it. I believe I decided to go from the top thinking that my Marianne will go immediately on the Tanya, but this did not happen. The tank, somehow my Marina got first down and met Craig, which in the middle, and so this Tanya was able to trigger early on my Marina, and my Marina took too much damage and she was killed. So it wasn't that great. So this time what I'm going to do is rather than to focus on this bait of this Tanya, which is the strongest, she have 12, times more HP. I'm gonna try here to go on the bottom and to start first, hopefully, to start to kill that Craig and Marvin comp at first. They have just 6 times more HP, and they should be the one I should connect with, hopefully, this time. And as you can see, Aoba is placing the healer on the back for the simple reason is to be able to provide sustain. You don't want to put your healer on your front line. It will be probably shot early on. And unless you main a healer and you have very strong stat and exclusive weapon, etc., as we spoke about in the team synergy. But this is where you want to be to maximize your chance to win. Now, I do believe I will still lose, but I have more faith into that composition overall. For the simple reason, it's let's go to it. I feel like if I connect early on Craig and Marvin, I can. Okay, so I feel good right now. I feel good. So my Marina is still dealing some damage. We are taking them from behind. We get rid early on, and this is very good. Also of the Aoba, and we're gonna finish it. And this is it, guys. So you see the positioning. I lost one game and now I'm winning one game because I did a mistake at first. I tried to focus on the lead, and you should not, because the lead have 20 times more HP, and most of the time this is the highest unit you can find. So my main mistake here was to focus on the leader, which has bigger HP pool. And my main piece of advice is first, you should try to get as close as you can with your team to the weakest unit, heroes of your opponent. You should try to get closer to them. You saw I win with the exact same team against the same opponent, just in targeting those, trying to get as close as I could on the board. Now, one thing which is going to happen often also, and you haven't seen yet in that video, is most of the top ranking and overall 70%, as you can see here, of the leader are tanks, are not ranged like in the current ranking I am. Why they do this? First, it's a defensive decision on the side of probably they have a very strong, weapons and everything is overmaxed, but they have the choice and they put their tank because it has 12 times more HP. And if you have a strong tank on the defensive, it means then your opponent gonna hit it at first, gonna get stuck on it, and your weakest unit around will be able to deal some damage without taking too much in terms of keeping a bit of a distance, and this is how they aggro you. So what should you do if you meet a tank? If you meet a tank, you must once again try to look around on the board. If the player doesn't group them all, once behind the other one, you should try to see on the board where are the isolated weakest unit and place your team on the top or bottom as close as you can. So now let's take a last fight just to try to apply the advice and see if it works. I'm gonna pick up the bottom here or the top. It will be same. The top is a very strong comp, so let's try to get it. I will be probably wrecked at that point because I'm supposing if he has 52k, he's probably as few unit as 63, but just let's try and see. So now we have a tank, right? We have a tank as a here on the front line, of course. The leader is on the bottom. So if we apply the strategy, what I'm gonna do here, it's position my unit on the top. Does that make sense? So here I'm not going here because Tanya is gonna come quick and start to damage heavily my team. I'm gonna rather put everyone on the top. Hopefully we can start to hit Marina and before, and also probably Aoba gonna come in before we start to get wrecked by Tanya. So let's go for it and let's see. And it's very important to, so I'm letting just 1 time speed. So here we go. We got the Marina pull in, Marina to Marina. So this is good for now. He has a 63, so probably will finish me with the Tanya or not. Can we make it? 63 level. Yes, we did. So you see, this is the principle. Always place yourself towards the weakest units. This is really a game changer. This player has a higher stats than me. He has also 63 Tanya, and still we won that fight. So don't forget about it. To finish, just if you are very early beginner, of course, to me Colosseum gives so much of crystals to compare to early on your progression. At every stage of your progression, it's on a weekly basis, and a lot of time you are advised to do mono-elemental team, and I think this makes even more sense for the Colosseum to get those. As you know, mono team doesn't only give you party bonus, but it helps you in the evolution stone farming, because you do 1 rift stage and you can farm pieces for all your earth type unit. So you're gonna build up much faster and be able to be competitive early on. So this will be the second recommendation for beginners. If you start the game, you can go for it. Just before to finish that video, I apologize early on. I believe I said Marian oftentimes while I was speaking about Marina, but yeah, please apologize for this. It's a big Monday for me right now on the top of the work. Anyway, I hope you like the content, you like that video. If you found those tips for you guys helpful, please smash a like. Subscribe to the channel. It will be very helpful for the YouTube algorithm to spread more content and be able to keep going on, and some nice Guardian tales coming. The upcoming video is, as you can see, I've got above 10k of crystal and I want to try my luck. It's time for it. I waited and kept for a long time. I want to try to get my Barry and her exclusive weapon to replace my Sohi. It will be my most desired wish for the next video. I wish you all to be safe, to be well, and until next, cheers.